folks. Thank you very much for tuning in here on Hits 103.9 FM. It's now time for us to talk. Now let's give a big thank you to Vodafone for bringing us Showbiz Review. Yep. Now, Vodafone says, if you think that there's nothing like free in Ghana, then you dey lie. Who say free no day? Free day for Vodafone Cash site. Enjoy free money transfers from your Vodafone Cash wallet to any Vodafone number. Send money to your family and friends for free on Ghana's most secure mobile money operator, Vodafone Cash. There is absolutely no charge when you send money from Vodafone Cash to Vodafone Cash. Just dial *110# to send money on Vodafone Cash today and enjoy this amazing offer. Vodafone Cash, always safe and secure. Now, hey, if you see something, say something. Don't just keep it. All right. Another sponsor is Unidos Long Love Condoms. Make the experience last longer. A man's pride is lasting longer, man. It's so good. You need to last longer. Yeah, man. Now, if you believe intimacy encounters should be lasting, memorable moments, that's why we've created Unidos Long Love Condoms, which helps prolong sexual excitement and aid in the prevention of premature ejaculation by the use of a body heat activated climax control cream inside the condom. Unidos Long Love, providing you with a better sex life, stronger relationship, and a happy life in general. Unidos Long Love Condoms. Certain moments should last longer. For wholesale or distribution, kindly contact 0554 825010. 0554 825010. In the studio, Livingstone. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you.
Yes.
You're looking good.
I'm sleeping well.
You've been sleeping well?
Yeah.
Of all your busy travels here and there.
Yes, the little time I find in between, I make sure I doze off while I sleep. And I keep a very peaceful mindset.
So like how many hours do you sleep in the night?
I think they say regularly, normally everybody should have like between 7 and 9 depending. I think I do try to get close.
But don't your phone ring?
Yes, my phone rings a lot, especially sometimes from unknown numbers. You know, some people would manage to find that number. Be like, hello, I'm there. You know, and all those ones. It comes with the job. So that's not the only thing that keeps me busy. Besides that, I have a family to think about.
Okay.
I have businesses to run, especially my parents first and foremost. You know, above everything, apart from God and my mother. You know, I run them still. So many other things keep me very busy. Yeah.
Wow. But you've been busy. I mean,
really busy.
Day in, day out, we find you on stages. Today you are touring the Americas. You are in the Europe. You've been very, very, very busy.
I've been working.
And congratulations! I think last week you were in the UK.
Yeah.
On a panel.
Yes. Last weekend. Yeah. Hey, it's already Friday.
Which one was that?
That was the Indaba X. It's a series of program that goes on at the I think it is a National Theatre somewhere. I don't really know the specific name, but you know that's like an industry thing that on a global level. You know, I was glad to be a part of one of the talks, which was held in that place and represented for my kind of journal. I was seated amongst top executives from Rock Nation. One woman who works Chaka Pilgrim. She works really close with Jay-Z, like an internal executive, and then another lady, Kalinan, what's her name? Yeah, she also works very close with Kanye West. So these are places that you know would inform you, you know. And when you're being invited to speak at these places, then it means that you must have gathered, you know, certain, you know what I mean? It's you know me, I don't talk too much, but there's a lot that is going on. So I was seated in that.
I think I found Eve on that.
Yeah, Eve was in the UK, and she couldn't make it because she turned up too much after attending the Fashion for Relief Naomi Campbell's stuff.
Okay.
I think she did a thing or two. I attended that as well with Mr. Nana Pediakon.
Oh, no,
yeah, aka Cheddar or Freedom. Yeah, we attended that together. It was nice. It was nice meeting top fashion gurus in the UK, and the links there, you know, they're in there.
Would you want to venture into fashion?
I know I dress good. Sorry. Yeah, and I do definitely have a thing or two for people to pick up a merchandise. You know, the Beam thing has been in existence from day when I remember it all began when, you know, from them time there where I, you know, love to wear a Samini music shirt, wear a high grade music shirt. So we knew that all right, we had to use that criteria, and then so from there I've had a Stonebwoy something going on. So venturing into fashion is one of the arms of an entertainer. You know, the movies, fashion, and all of that. So why not? I do not mind, but I have a clothing line, the Beam merchandise, and I'll just use this opportunity to say that somewhere in December we're going to launch a store. You know
nice.
Open up a store and make people pick up their Beam, because it's more than the clothes. To me, it's a culture. You know, bless His Imperial Majesty is BHIM, you know, empower yourself as we go. So once Stonebwoy comes to mind, you know that there's a slogan to walk away with. So you might grab a tee, you might grab a panty, you might grab probably a sneaker or sleeper. It goes along with that. Yeah.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm proud of you. I watched you perform, I think in Belgium. Was it in Belgium or Portugal?
Portugal, yes. Belgium, yes.
And
no which show.
And it was just you, no BVs. There were no backing vocals. It was just you. And at a point, I was scared. Like,
it's in Austria. I think
that was in Austria. Yeah.
And I was like, but with a band, right?
Yes, with a band.
With a band in Austria, yeah.
I said, what's this guy doing? Would you get tired? And you kept going on and on and on. And at a point, you let the band rest, and then you engage the crowd. And
yes.
Don't you get, how often do you exercise?
I try. I do press ups and push ups and all of that. But I know I'm skinny. I'm skinny, so literally, it doesn't. People might think, but Akomano. That's how I see it. I do. If you check the culture of the genre of music that inspired me from day, even from high life into Afrobeat and reggae itself, the people that I looked up to growing up, they're like beasts on stage.
Okay.
The Bujus, the Sizzlers, the Kippertons, the Busy Signals, the Assassin. It comes with the genre of music. Like, you have to be that formidable, you know, and also make sure your vocal dexterity is on point. You know, it might sound like, for instance, that event that I had to do all by myself. I wouldn't be the first one in the line of my style of music to do that, but I'm not killing myself. No. I'm rather training every time. So you find out that when there are backing vocalists and everything, then the show is like another training session. You see, so to me, that's how it goes. That's how life goes. You have to.
So you don't go to the gym?
I have a little setup at home.
Okay, some dumbbells.
Yes, but push-ups on its own is like.
So like push-ups, how many you go go?
At least 20 at a go. I'm not in competition.
So if I put you to the test right now, you go do 20.
If I go 21, then you go pay me.
Oh, how much if I pay you 50 Ghana in school?
10 Ghana if I go take.
And that's why they put me to a test here, and it's all over social media.
You say, I forgo low. So say, when you put me, I go shock you.
Hey, make you put somebody to the test. Yeah. Hey, Charlie, make you do them. Hey, Charlie, make you pull chairs. Somebody they can't do push-ups. Hey. Okay, so we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. We are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, call. Hey. Yeah, call. Yeah, we are counting. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 10 more. Hey! 29. when I for bring the money. Who
But
put
you
you?
say Asamaba go tell you say he go feed you 30. He go tell you say 10.
Wow. Who asked him to do more? Come and pay. I didn't ask. I said you should do 20. That be all. Charlie, but congrats, man. That was dope. Let's rest on this song. I want you to rest small. Compress up there if you finish.
Yeah. Hey, the way you kick me, Charlie, mama is slow.
It's music by Stonebwoy featuring Tinny Ololo. Yep. So, back at you, Stonebwoy.
Yeah.
So, you and Tinny right there. That's some nice job.
Beautiful song.
Yeah.
Beautiful song.
How did you get her?
I think I took people by surprise on this one. When I met Tenny, when I saw her freestyle video, even before she put up a song, I knew she was gonna, like, I just fell in love with what she did. She did a cover, she did a freestyle on a cover of an old High Life song. So I actually saved it. And anytime I met anybody, I'm like, yo, this girl is gonna blow because I like the style. And ever since from then, I liked her. Only to realize that she was following me already on Instagram. Then what happened? I built this song, and I'm like, no, I needed to put somebody on it, like who would complement the song, and she just came to mind. So I made the necessary links. I think I contacted one DJ on my WhatsApp, like, yo, because I've seen it's a Ghanaian DJ. The name's Charlie. Big up yourself anyway, there. So,
is he closer to her?
He's a Ghanaian, actually.
Is it Toyo?
Not Toyo, another Toyo's guy. And then, because he posted something and the girl was, I'm like, why don't you send me her number? So she sent me a link to her, and then I contacted the person, and then it was a go like that. I mean, to be honest, she's a fan already from there. I'm not saying this to, belittle her, but, we've been there for a while regardless still. So contacted her, sent her the song, and she slapped it immediately, sent it back. Then we shot the video real quick, and then we planned it for release. which is a week ago. Today is Friday. We dropped it on Friday last week. And it's amazing. Yo, I have to say thank you to everybody who's streaming the video. We're already almost 600,000
Whoa, in a week.
in a week. So that's like we can hit 1 million in 12 days though. So, I mean, this is what I'm talking when I say support or push. This encourages the artists to want to kill themselves to do more. So thanks to the whole Beam Nation fan base, anybody who loves Stonebwoy, even if you're not a Beam native, whatever, because, I mean, now we're all growing into the idea of unifying in unity in difference, so that's the way forward. And this song is a huge jam everywhere, like Ololo Can't Stop Beat, simple song, beautiful high life, Afrobeat blend, produced by iPapi, Kumasi based.
Oh, really?
Because I recorded the song in Oseko.
Oh, I see.
In Fade's bedroom, literally. We had to set up and then I did that there. And then Master Ghazi, mixed and mastered. And then let me take some small credit. I'm like, yo, play some horns in there for me, okay? And then he did, and so when he sent me like 2 samples and I chose the right one, and we got the song out.
I see.
Yeah,
Then you also recorded with Taurus Riley.
Long time. Taros and my brother in a dog.
Yeah, man, because I saw a video with you and him at the beach, and he said, "What something is a pebble and it's a stone."
I say, yo, the original stone this, man. I know pebble and a sand and a rock. Original stone. Yeah, man. You see me? So stone just standing in firm for.
It looks as if the Jamaicans, the Jamaican stars are warming up to you. They like you. In fact, they're falling in love with you. What do you do right?
Thank you very much. I think that they're falling in love with Africa because they know they're Africans, you see.
Okay.
They've long fallen in love with the African sound, and there's a continuous yearn, they yearn to, to link back home and stuff. So I think I also haven't seen this from a very, very, very long time, where I decided to definitely push the Afro dancehall agenda. Today I'm here saying this with all joy, because when I started pushing the Afro dancehall agenda somewhere in 2010, it was somewhat not too standing, but when 2012 and 11 I released songs subsequently that had Afro dance or Papa Bini, but I had that vibe from a long time, and now it's coming to fruition, where you realize that yes, yesterday I saw who's that? Chris Martin's D major, and there's one Nigerian artist who constantly hashtagging Afro dance. So this tells you that there's Afrobeat and dancehall is merging. Is merging. I may not be the first one to have seen this vision, because sometimes when you foresee things and then because I get inspired by reggae, dancehall and Afrobeat. So I just decided to blend this, and this is what I'm known for globally. This is what I'm known for. When you put me on a reggae stage, I'll do it clean. When you put me on a dancehall stage, I do it clean. When you put me on an Afrobeat stage, I do it clean too. This is what I've always prayed to represent. So this is what appeals to the foreigners, the Yardis, the Jamaicans. And I think I'm the most featured Ghanaian artist or African artist in Jamaica. And I can mention from top artists, from Kabaka to Taros to Beanie to Shampoo to a lot of them. To Taro, all these names, Sizzler and them there. And I can't take the credit all alone, but every little person who's on that journey, DJs, whatever, who's on that dancehall reggae journey. And I think that we are all in a happy space right now because it's coming together. So I will not sit here and say that I did too much. I'm working, I'm putting in a lot of work, and to be honest, that's why I'm here today, having the respect of Jamaicans, having been one of the Ghanaians to do some of the first things, So I just don't want to take the credits all alone, but spread it across, because every role that every single person plays, either be a musician or whatever, once you work with it, this is for us to enjoy. To enjoy.
Let's stay in Jamaica. You've been trying. I saw a video of you and Bounty Killer.
Straight away at the General.
The General.
At the General.
Yeah, man. How far was it?
General, he's fixing his verse and thing. I have enough things in the pipeline and timings and everything. You see me? He's making it. But I know that people have hint and I've seen the clue. So it's just a matter of time. Things are going to be dropping nicely.
How about Damien?
Damien, one godfather, I met him up in Montego Bay as well. We keep the link. But like Buju would say, I do not rush music. I've come into contact with a lot of musicians and I don't rush the music. I make sure it's right. That is how it becomes a record that would sit, because I also know that sometimes we'll force our ways into making the music, and then it's not really the music. I first and foremost look towards the relationship and how we can impact each other first and foremost, and then leave a record for the masses, you feel me? So Damien, also good, we're talking back and forth. Definitely would finish a song with him soon, just a matter of time as well. And
Are you done with the song with Buju?
Buju's also in the record. He's going to finish his verse, I trust, soon. So
You said it to him already?
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like, I say Jumano Koso, and these are all godfathers that we've all looked up to be honest. So I'm not even rushing anything. I'm even honored that the whole Buju Bantin will walk to my dressing room and ask you where am they, and I'll be walking right towards into it, and the chaos, the security, and everybody, and I meet them. I look for, like I meet Buju. I look for, you know. Don't know, you know, dog. A huge honor, you know. So I buck him. I now boss him and say, "Are you youth?" You know, in Jamaica, people have how they imitate Buju's talk.
Yeah.
I wish I could. Yeah, but it's all right. The Godfather still.
When you meet them, or when they accept to be on a record with you,
Yeah.
how do you feel when sleeping?
I should take it from when I meet them finally, because I've met these people on the job, performing on the same platforms,
Okay.
performing to the same audience, riding on the same rider, on the same bill, getting treated the same way. That alone on its own is joy, because it's just like somebody who's been watching Stonebwoy on TV the whole time. Every time I laugh at this, when they see you, yeah, the reaction is not like they don't know you. Share. They have a picture on their phones, they sleep with you, so to say.
Right.
You know what I mean? And all, so when they see the reactions, like, and I have to be straight. I feel that too, you know. But because I may have once upon a time envisioned that yes, ebedu or no, I keep calm.
Okay.
But I don't let my ego come. No sir, no you're gonna enter that. Cause when I met Buju, I bow straight to Buju. When I met Capleton, I bow to Capleton, you know, because I bow to the inner things that people don't see, because man, as far as I'm concerned, has the power and spirit of God. So if they have inspired me before, I give them that maximum honor. Is it me?
Which artist have you been starstruck meeting? I knew that would make you laugh.
Yeah,
Who is that one artist you met and were like,
listen, it's Capleton, yeah? King
Really?
Shango. Yo, I'm a very huge fan of King Shango, you get me? I know people know Capleton for this song. Jaja City, Jaja Town, them one fraternity now, cowboy town now. Wanna look ya know, bloody city, bloody town. Mr. John Crow, John Coffin, John Brown. Wanna want more coffin in a town. Mr. W goes so lucky, chigapi, yo. All these ones. So when I met Capleton at the best of the best, when I was performing on the same stage, I'm like, oh, what is? He's the original King of Fire, you know. So
yeah, man.
my expressions are real, and I thank my stars, you know, I mean, for aligning me in that level where I know that it took me a lot of work, only God knows, and it's going to take me a lot more work and a lot more focus and a lot more structure to maintain or even go further. Jaja City, Jaja Town, them one feet on it in a turn me up, star! Wanna look ya know? Jaja City, Jaja Town, them one feet on it in a the ultimate, yo. But them no reach nowhere yet, yo. Them get caught in the internet, but society a tell me them my intellect, them promote too much that. Wanna look ya know? Jaja City, Jaja.
You know, you are now revealing the lyrics. I never knew that was what he was talking about in there. Oh,
it's just like when we used to listen to a pretty fierce and bad character.
eh?
Yeah?
What?
Then they can't live it, they can't hold chaka. And Ghana says, Officer Kese, but that is one of the beautiful things about reggae and dancehall. Like you don't have to know the lyrics, but the power that it comes in. And then later when you find the lyrics, you'll be like,
So that's what you was talking
the
about.
other time, one guy said, hey, you be too much, oh, you did song with Beanie Man. That time he said, utum pam pam. or you meet Elephant Man, and I'm like, yo, it be you too bad mind, you too, you know, be it be so.
So that is what he said.
Yeah, you're too bad mind.
Hey. I can't go to Pam Pam.
Oh, I see. Well,
So Jamaica don't that. The other one won't be sang.
Bobby, when I check out Juma Supply saying that, I knew only the first lines. Her pretty face and bad character.
Yeah.
That's
Sometimes when you listen to it carefully, you see, I think it's the mindset. Yeah, I didn't say part one. Yeah, hey, bosom casa. Yeah, I didn't say, hey, sorry, no, come on, Shiba.
Okay.
What you say, Kakra? Because I
So
said,
that's what you're saying.
You see, yeah, man.
There is something you guys have always been saying. It's good, Mr. Logic is here. I've always wanted to ask. What Fountain Moja says it a lot, and I've heard you say it also on several occasions. Now, one your name.
That one your name.
What's that?
I quite to say Osiden, where Susie saying, where your friend is saying, like when you're rapping, like Osiden, young con is saying, that one your name, where your friend is saying. When that one your name, that one the name.
Okay.
So that one your name. Stonebwoy in the studio right now. We're going to go shop the settings again. That one your name.
Okay.
I've
always been hearing that.
Yes. What I say?
Mr. Logic, why are you not talking today?
Oh, say me Yamano. Maybe Papa.
Original. Right, I see. Now, speaking of patois, a lot of people have issues with it. One big musician in Ghana is Jeduble Ambule.
Yes.
Jeduble Ambule thinks that once you are not a Jamaican, and once you're Ghanaian, you need to represent. There must be an identity.
Yeah.
And if you go to Jamaica and you want to, you can never sing or beat Beanie or Buju. I mean, that's the kind of mentality.
That's the mentality.
I may not say it properly. Let's listen to how you put it. Do I have your permission?
Right away, Rasta. Jedu is a godfather, so we should listen to him and pay him some respect and try to also explain if we can. So I'll ask if I have the permission to even answer him.
You have the permission. Hold on.
Hold on.
Oh, you know, why you calling? Why you calling? Because Korea will need it. Don't you remember when the national from Stonebwoy in the Chateau also was a friend. Dance hall. The dance hall is near Jamaica. You don't know better how from one dance hall king. The body dance hall bed, I will king, you know. You see, why the man, Stonebwoy and Sean Paul were a collaboration. Sean Paul, a Jamaican. And so all told it in the part one, part one, and no. Also, Stonebwoy was the same part or not, was out of a part on the letter to one who soon. Because in your language, you say, oh, what to part, also, you have broken English. Well, what means the unbroken because it's your identity. It's identity in you are. No, today, a copy. Because identity, no other one. Yeah, because I'm making me what American music. Jamaican, go about to know regular patois, and then this one. So, again, somebody, I want to say, now, I'm going to get you or to patois.
Until all for the set, I was saying that Stonebwoy on call yet or on yet the chrome.
Because of identity.
No giant.
And the pattern, I said to pattern relationship. Because I don't look room, pattern worker. I had a capatwa. We say, oh, Rasta guys now don't have a pattern who swim here. You want to watch Jamaica do that. Because so also feel like, yeah, there's this, no.
Until why dream of Colana Yapan?
I'm going to watch Japan because beat now they will do the one you make you know. And then on represent or represent Abofo, blacks no Google, like Jamaicans, black Americans. Representation is one of them. But I'm wrong. Because someone so or do who here try the war. Because only if you come back a motor car, I wasn't there musician.
103.9. Yeah, man. Thank you very much.
What's your take on it?
I mean, I accept the submission from Jedu. Jedu is a legend, undoubtedly. But I also believe that times are changing and music is evolving and understandings are getting broader. You know what I mean? Our foundation is high life. Our foundation is rooted into Ghanaian music. First and foremost, everywhere I go, I think that if you do not know, you will get to know that I am an Ewe boy, Ewe, like we say, from the Volta region. I have Ewe songs that I perform on big, big platforms. I speak Twi in some of my lyrics. I speak Ga in some of my lyrics. And I think my style is a combination of Afrobeat and dancehall. But I'm only fortunate enough to have studied enough to be able to cross over and be accepted. And literally, I definitely see nothing wrong in having been able to master a certain craft where you are internationally accepted, because we're here speaking English on this radio platform. Is English our fundamental language? It's not. And if we have to obey the rules, if there is, then in Accra we're only supposed to speak Ga. We might not be allowed to speak Twi. If the Ga guy says, this is my area, don't speak Twi in my area. You see, so I think there's we have liberty to actually learn and speak. Surely, even if a Ga man speaks Ewe, you smell the Ga in the Ewe. And if the Ewe man speaks, so if Ghanaian speaks Patois, you might smell the Ghana in the Patois. But we have instances where some people have mastered other people's languages and you will be surprised. And I must say that I'm one of the people who can swish up on all these. And I think it's an advantage and it's a plus for me. And my father, I'm humbly explaining, I know he's not wrong in what he's trying to put across. But I think our identity as Ghanaians and Ghana, I have not deviated. I've rather been able to make sure that I have something to stand on to be able to represent Ghana, or else I may not be able to even get to where I am today if I was not able to weave my way through to be able to represent for Ghana. And let us ask a question. It is a bitter one. But so to say, where has our local music gotten us to in these times right now as we speak? Reggae is internationally known. Dancehall is internationally known because they have actually established themselves. And my fathers like the Jedu Blaze and the Osibisas and the rest, they've done their bit and we respect them. But I believe that, I say this every time and it's bitter. When the Nigerian goes out there, they are able to sing a Fela song easily. Fela is known all over. When the Jamaican stands anywhere, they stand in the name of Bob Marley. I'm one of the Ghanaians who have stood on so many platforms, I swear down, I don't even know who to stand in whose image I come. And I always feel this every single time. I'm like, hey, inti na nano mudi kai etu mi say oh my ya say me buy nka me maje du blame nyomba ko so na me say me shame. When a Jamaican man comes, one love is Bob. Nigerian man stands and say, fella, they know him. Maybe we haven't. I hope my submission is clear. In whose name are we standing out there?
Well, to me, it's not too clear. The reason I'm saying that is because you just mentioned Osibisa. Osibisa was international. So
I know, yes, that's why.
Everybody,
yes,
you got to do. People could sing along.
Yes, I'm not disputing that fact, but we all know what I'm saying is also a fact because I've performed in maybe not, I mean we Jumano Dawson. But as I'm making very true. Say, when a Jamaican goes out there, they stand in the name of Bob Marley, which is the ultimate. Who does a Ghanaian stand in the name of? Which is the ultimate, undeniably one stop. When you raise it, it's gone. And I think that is not our work to do. We are doing ours now. And we find ourselves in a new school era where there are Wi-Fi's and music has actually evolved. So I pray that our elderly ones would try to understand, because gone were those days, even if you did music, your parents wouldn't allow you to go. Even if you played football, they wouldn't allow you to do it. But today, this same patois is putting Ghana on the map. I go into spaces and I come and I say I'm from Ghana, Afrobeats and that, and I'm accepted. I'm not denied. So the least our people can do, especially our fathers who have known this craft and are like the old brooms who knows the lungus, should teach us the lungus to pass into. Music music has no barrier with languages. You know what I mean? So this is my little plea, and I pray that fathers like J. Dublé, and the rest who come from the old school would rather teach us certain rudiments than bash us, because whatever you do, this is who we are. I sing, I don't go for you to do the work without the pay. Mama min Jimmy, yeah. Let's not overlook those ones. You know what I mean?
No, your favorite, well, one of them.
So I think this is my little submission too.
I see. But I think most of the Jamaicans have projected Bob Marley that at concerts, people may not even enjoy the songs, but looking at a younger performer who sings it much better than Bob Marley could make them love the song more.
Yeah.
For instance, when I started DJing, there was Lucky Dube had done a version of Bob Marley's One Love at a concert.
So I think we have a duty, right?
Yes, we have a
to
duty.
also perform their songs and push them. Yes,
exactly. So
and
for
then,
me,
and,
I
and
think
so
you can do.
I will do so. Come on, man. Now that I think I have the permission halfway, but we'll do things right. I'm not gonna just be on radio. We'll need to. It's a beautiful thing, because I've always asked myself, and probably this is what I have to do now: pick one song, project it, and say, yes, this is what we represent. But that is not fully my job.
Right.
Because the new artist who goes to sing a Bob Marley song is not the one who is now about to introduce Bob Marley to the masses.
Hits 103.9 FM. I'm having talks with Stonebwoy. Stone.
Living Stone. I named that, you know, just know us saying Rock of Gilbreth.
Now let's come down to Ghana. I know that this is about the first interview
in months.
Even after the VGMAs, right? Even after the VGMAs, I mean, you've never had any special interview like this, right?
This one is special.
This one is special. So at the VGMAs, when you were mentioned, I'm not gonna punch.
Don't punch.
I won't punch. When your name was mentioned, Dancehall Artist of the Year, Stonebwoy. Then you got up, straightened your jacket, and illustrated 5, right? Now that was the 5th time you were winning it.
Still 5.
Congratulations. So you were showing 5.
I think, to be honest, let it come from the horse's own mouth. When you wave, you can't wave like this. I mean, I can't intentionally wave like this. I'm wave saying. But Ghanaians I think it just shows respect to, you know.
So you were waving.
I was waving.
Okay.
Little did I think that it signified 5.
Please.
Little did I think that it signified 5, which is actually the 5th time.
Okay.
So maybe after I waved, it dawned on me. Then when the BMU cry, I had 5. Say there are people watching at home,
right,
and people watching all over internationally. So sometimes we have little time to go and talk and pick it up and all of that too. You know what I mean? And this is the 5th time, and it's honoring to have put in a lot of work. You feel me? And God knows that it's well deserved. My people have voted. You know, no disrespect to the nominees in the category. Like whatever there be, is only one person who's going to win it. Like other people won in similar categories that I have been also nominated, you know, in. But what happened? I won mine and I stood up to go collect it. And we know the history today, but that definitely has brought together a different wave. And I tell you honestly, after that, when I've traveled abroad and stuff, could you believe that we've been actually, we've got 3 times popular, more than we used to be. Yes, I'm saying we because we are involved, and Ghana is involved, and the name of the country would be tagged along with it, you know. So we actually, as the front bearers, me and Shatta himself, quickly, realized what it was. I came back to render an apology, and the law took its course, and today here we are. He's a good friend of mine. We talk as and when we have to, and something has to actually happen for something to happen. So now, yesterday was one of my big fans' birthday, where he posted himself and an SM guy as well. This is what I've always loved to see. Unity in difference.
Right.
We are united by our differences. You know, we don't have to fight. You know what I mean? Because we understand one cause. And I think it is after both of us had to swallow the bitter pill, go through the ordeals, and come together to sit down and show the masses that, look, a lot of people were brokenhearted. his fans, some of his fans, some of my fans. But you see, to go up on a positive ladder requires sacrifice. It requires to tuck in your egos and all of that. But it's for a greater good, not for just the artist, but the country at large. So this is where we are today. And the back door of that issue is closed. Except that it's in court. And we're still hoping that the government would issue an prosecutor by the Attorney General, because we have led by example, to be honest, and the youth are looking up to us. So I think that the state or the government should look at that also and make this thing a no case, so that we can continue to go about our works, unifying the masses, promoting Ghana, and going about our businesses in peace. Because there are certain dents that as ambassadors of our nation we don't need on our names. Else, yeah, and to me in Kodada. Now, that's why I say, in a boy, into Mestre, say, am I no better than a son who is sana? I have faith. Now, your peace concert here, ye crown on the offer 1 million, and two so now.
Right, I see. Were you disappointed that you were invited by the police?
No, I wasn't. The law had to take it course. I wasn't disappointed that I was invited at all.
What about the VGMAs? There was an announcement that you've been stripped and banned.
As for the VGMAs, if I want to be blunt, we need another day. If I want to actually say what it really is, we will need a day. Because, to be honest, some of us have been here for a while. And I actually thank the VGMA for making me realize that I've been in this game for 10 years already. Because it was just last year that I realized that artist of the decade. So I started counting like 2009. Really? So I started, like, I asked my P and I'm like, 1, 2, 3. I'm like, wow. So you realize that we've come a long way, and there's a lot that we have learned also. And a lot that has to change concerning awards and rare, because we all seek to do it well. I express a lot of disappointment, at the event, to be honest. But I don't want to go into details with that. So we're dealing with things one at a time. So that's the one that we're dealing with, which is the legal issues. So once that drops, I know that we are alive and we'll find time. Remember that the VGMS is every year.
Right.
When it's getting closer, we'll have enough time to deal with that one as well when that time comes. Yeah.
I see. Now, they asked you to return the plaques. Have you returned them?
I don't even want to talk about, but I haven't returned them. It's double disrespect.
To you?
To even carry the plaque again and go to Charter House.
Oh, okay.
It's double disrespect, because I didn't come and steal the awards. My fans paid to vote. I voted. My image was used to promote. I was supposed to perform. I had props, I had sets, everything was there. I was still in the auditorium at the time. My life was at risk, security measures was zero. Everything was what it was. People took things for granted anyhow. Somebody could have died that day, including myself. All these things, let nobody turn a blind eye to this one. It's a topic for the gods for another day. So let's shove it on the side. I know there are panelists here, there are industry gurus here, and we're also here, and we can die it down one after that. My mother says, Alakbato hori, moto juru kuni, deka, tari. That's it. Let's get there.
What does that mean?
You don't, it's deep, but I don't know how.
No, for benefit of our listeners, because
benefit of our listeners,
for me, I don't even understand.
Like, we take time, as an ever adage. You take time to bring stuff out of a liar's house. One. You don't burn the house because you feel like we're trying to throw. No. You take one, then you can find the things where they under, and everything will be bare. So that's just what I said. So we have to take time to actually, I think what happened at the VGM is a turning point in the Ghanaian industry that we don't have to turn a blind eye or overlook. We have to capitalize on that occurrence and turn things around well, and use me and Shatta as sacrifices that we have sacrificed to what? To turn things around well. And I know that the panelists and even everybody listening at home knows that there's always something to be done, and we are not there yet. But when there's a haste, right, to make some people look evil or be judgmental to some people, then I think it is too harsh. But yes, one after the other, we will deal with it.
Now, if the ban is lifted, what will you do? Will you be back in the scheme?
I've always been a part of it, irrespective of my grievances, because we all know that it's our own. I've always said this is what we have. And to change something is to get involved so that you can also get it going on. It's not to take away yourself. So that's why I've always been involved. And to this point that they hastened to pass judgment and whatsoever. I feel that yes, they say baby all throw a petition or for us, and so when to lift the ban, I'm sure that they will do what they have to do also, and we would have certain discussions before we take that. But to be honest, I don't think I've been affected at all. I don't even remember that I've been banned from VGMA. I don't even remember until somebody says it. It's not having any effect on me. Absolutely.
I see.
Because it was supposed to have an effect on me, and my musical president even said, yes, they can do without it. But we thank God for the masses and our fans who love us, regardless of whatever there be, and know that we're humans as well. And today, look at the type of unity we're preaching and promoting. Everybody defending their interests, but in one accord.
I see. Did you apologize to them?
I was the first one to render an apology right on the stage, sent apology letters to and apologies to the embassies, to Vodafone, and all of that. And I didn't even get a formal reply from some of them, which I also take as disrespect. I'm nobody, I may be nobody, but once my apology is required and needed, I think that it will be also nice because respect has to be given for you to say, oh yes, we've received your letter, at least. If you agree to the apology or not, it will be very nice to say, okay, we've received your letter or not. So I've done the best that I can, and I think that
about
so far,
the Charterhouse reply, did they respond?
I don't know about that. Nobody has formally done anything like that.
But you sent them the apology?
Yes, we made sure we sent apologies to respective places where they have to be.
Well, what about the main sponsor, Vodafone?
Yes, please.
Did they respond?
I've not seen any response.
Do you think they are appalled by your action
the
on
reality,
that night?
The reality is that, you see, to be really honest, there are so many things happening, and things have happened, and things will happen in the industry globally and even locally, which will be worse than this if we don't take the correct measures to make sure that we're smoothing things up. You know what I mean? So this wouldn't be the first or the last. It's just a thing that occurred. And they have gone ahead to take judgment and whatsoever. But we're still here living, we're alive. And nobody can stop our music. It's only God who can stop our music. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we are all humans. You know what I mean? So it was not a thing that, it was not an intentional thing for me. I can only speak for myself to want to disrupt because I'm not even known for that. You know what I mean? I don't even know what to say about this, Charlie.
Hits 103.9 FM. Let me remind you that we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. In the studio, I have dancehall and Afro dancehall artist Stonebwoy. Yeah, you see, sometimes when
you do too many things.
Yeah, when you do interviews, when it gets too emotional, you need to soften it up a bit.
Yeah,
So,
some of the questions.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. So I need to soften it a bit. But let's stay around the premise.
The premises. One of my uncle always says that.
The premises.
I'm in the premises. Even when he's walking away.
I'm in the premises.
May he so rest in peace.
Oh, unfortunately. Okay. Right. So on that night, a lot of people were disappointed in you. Oh, Stonebwoy. We thought. Were you disappointed by your action?
I was not disappointed in myself. Ghanaians, we talk. Only a few know the truth. But it's only after an incident that you know who is who and what is what, and that you can also even pick some lessons out of. So for me, it's only lessons and blessings. And I always say it could have been worse. But here we are today, no casualties. I'm not dead. Nobody is dead. We're happy to be alive, and I am still grateful to have the support of those who have always been. People cried, people shed tears, people pushed it to being a spiritual issue where they're planning to tarnish my image and try to put me in a space, which is not false, because we are humans. We deal with spirit and flesh. Not everybody wishes you to sit in your seat where you speak, because it's either intimidating them or making them feel some way. We have enemies for no reasons, you know what I mean? And we have loved ones for no reason. So this is what we are facing in life. So I just see it as life occurrence, and I duly apologize to who needs to hear it. But I also believe that as human, things are bound to happen. But here we are today, you know.
A lot of people think you are quick-tempered. There have been several instances where we all thought that, Stonebwoy could have managed it. Then it escalates to something. Yes, you are human, but...
Yeah, but...
are you quick-tempered?
Hold on there. We have to... First and foremost, I'll say again, I'm human, I'm not perfect, you know. I try to be good, you know what I mean? But we all have our temperament. Some people will not react to anything immediately. In several occasions, I have not reacted to so many things immediately. It is the ones that I have even taken time to react to is what people see as, some people see. I wouldn't say everybody sees me as such. No. You'll be surprised, things that I won't react to and be like, oh, and things that I react to. We are all different people. So if I have reacted impulsively and have caused damage to anybody, to be honest from the bottom of my heart, I sit today on radio and I say, I'm sincerely sorry from the bottom of my heart. I seek to hurt no one, because like when you saw me this morning, you see fresh. It no be food, be peace of mind. I love peace of mind. So maybe I love to say what I have to say and get it off my chest, but it will not go well with everybody and anybody as and when I feel like I'm affected by something. You know, but we also say that, and so etra ponchini and oje war, me baby no, one fan so am be me more.
You know, go spit out. Hold on tight. Here on Hits 103.9 FM, Stonebwoy is my special guest. You're listening to Showbiz Review. We'll be right back. When we return, we'll be discussing more, plus your messages. Let's take a message from our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Ma, please give me your phone. Let me make a quick call.
So you're still on that network that gives you fair data and talk time, where Vodafone has double the Red 1, Red 2, and Red 5 offers. For 5 CDs, Chikra. You get 250 minutes to call all networks, 250 megabytes data, and more.
I'm moving to Vodafone today. Switch to Vodafone to enjoy double Intusor on red bundles of 1, 2, and 5 CDs. Enjoy double talk minutes to call all networks and double data to browse. Vodafone always gives you more. Dial star 200 hash to subscribe now. Terms and conditions apply.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Papa, Messi and coffee my minutes. Anne, so well, unnimseni missy papa, my dear, no. Hey, would dear wo, Yana me say, it's a see a bit.
Yo, gang, then I just say, Mukia Mati, then in the chair, then I was.
Yo, come here, meet you. Not make catch your papa say, and radio do 3 points. Hey, what can you now? Brand new.
I knew shit, and no one you need those condoms. But see, you need those away. And one of them made you must swing. Mamma caught you the extra man. What do you say?
Anne, brand new.
You need us long love condoms. What say? Ebeboa, I'm a one password grody. I owe de. Ubenya biato, our pharmacies, any mom. A to phone fre 0554 825 010.
You need us long love condoms. Emma would
FDA, I should say, Jedi and Kratoimu. Ajiatum say, a year.
So everyone says I'm a Kosia filler, but it's not like I'm nosy or go out to find out the latest filler. It's just that I get 50 megabytes of data free after paying for only the first minutes of every call. And so I just keep discovering stuff minute after minute. That's how come I was minding my business, scrolling through my timeline, and I found out Coco has a new baby. Oh, and last week, I learned Ken won the lottery. You see, Ken is my brother's friend. So hello, look who's about to roll with the rich and famous.
Enjoy even more value with MTN Free After One. You only pay for the first minute of your call on MTN Free After One, and the rest is free. Plus, you enjoy free 50 megabytes worth of data to browse your favorite sites. Compare where, compare ten. So dial *315# to sign up.
We pay for you everywhere you go. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back here on Hits 103.9 FM. I'm in the studio with Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Now, we've been talking, but in recent times, we've had issues of you and your manager, Black City.
Yeah, man.
Is he still at post?
Your question is very simple, but the reality is that, you see, in every organization, there are ups and downs, things go on from the inside and a lot more, and therefore, it only once upon a time when it takes some time, from time to time, you go hear something, and every team has enough things to deal with from the inside. There are a lot of things that would not be known to the public, but there are actions and inactions that would arouse perception of the public, and once they make that stance for themselves, it's really sometimes so difficult to wipe away. But the thing is that there have been structural amendments, at Bernizan Music Group, and therefore going forward, Black CD is now my agent. Do you know what I mean? With structural amendments, Black CD is my agent, and he's not my manager or road manager, but he's more than a manager now, and you can book me through him, his staple, and then you can book all the artists through him as well, and you can also get at me directly via Stonebwoy Official, at Gmail, and on my social media handles you find contact and things that you can also hit up.
Why that amendment?
There has to be. There have been a lot of internal things going on that we have had to, sit and fix, just like every company does. Even the state, the government today go remove this guy. You say, hey, go here. Hey, you, oppose you, Tamale. Hey, stay there. You say, President, what happened? You say, keep quiet. I'm doing reshuffle.
No, but wouldn't that be too much work for you? Because we all thought Black City was doing very, very well. I mean, well, internally, you may see it differently, but externally, we may see it differently. Externally, we thought he was doing well.
This is a nolle prosequa.
Internally,
we can't. I mean,
was it the same?
We cannot wash our dirty linens in the public. But whatever decision that, trust me, we take as a whole is for the better and for the best. It's never to go down. It might shake grounds, which is the part that the media will report. But from the horse's own mouth, this is what it is. Work will definitely continue, and we shall gain greater heights. Just watch.
I see. Now, okay, I may not want to go too much into that, but your boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Kelvyn Boy still with you?
Here lies the case. You see, the president, especially of Beam Nation, by the power vested in me by the fans over the years, has actually sat thoroughly and fixing things for the best of everybody. I say there have been developments we all have seen in the public domain, about him and all of that. But the issues are broader than what the public sees. So there have had to be certain things fixed properly, So if you ask if it's with me, I think the legal team is still working on one or two things, and I can accurately answer that part when everything is done.
Did he want to leave?
In SMP, I would have I've heard from the grapevine. Many things have gone on in certain instances. Some of the things I've heard and seen, which are very evident proof, and these have all informed the president's decision.
Would you let him go, if the need be?
These have all informed the president's decision. So the cabinet have sat down. We are sitting down, and we will definitely give maximum respect to the masses who have been of huge support over the years to know what it is. But I think that so far so good. I have actually, on a proper level, I've noticed a couple things over the years that I have actually have to manage to a point. But yeah, this is where we are now. So you'll hear from us definitely concerning the fact that if he's still with us or not. Yeah.
Mr. Logic, Frankie 5,
Yes, sir.
Ola Michael.
Yes, sir.
Let me start with you, Frankie. You've been listening to Stonebwoy.
Yep.
Would you have a comment or a question?
Okay. It's interesting to sit close by, somebody I admire from far.
Right.
And I've told him several times. He knows that.
Has he been on the TIG show yet?
Yeah. This is where he came to narrate the story of the accident. Forgotten?
Okay. Yeah. True.
And that story was wild. So I'm privileged to sit by him again this morning. I've listened to him with rapt attention. The last piece I pick before I get to my point is that I think Stonebwoy should watch it. He's gradually becoming a clearing agent. Yeah. I think you should watch it.
I would need further understanding
And better
about the
particulars.
clearing Yeah, I beg.
I mean, that was just clouded with so ambiguous stuff. But, and these are people that we think that they have been with you for years. And for us, we don't know what happens in there.
Good.
And we've developed love for them, just like the way we've developed the same love for you. Because you introduced them to us.
Exactly.
It's just like marriage.
Exactly.
My counselor once told me that, listen, the day you decide to divorce, call all the people you assembled in the church, the over 1,000 people who came to witness your wedding, call all of them, and let all the ministers, those who are dead, revive them. Let us all come back and sit where we were sitting and undo the vows. Then we can allow you to divorce. So that's just by the way. But we've developed love for these people.
Yeah.
And I think that, well, it's your own decision though, but we feel that these people have become part of you and we have loved you because of that. So maintain, try and find more ways of, covering up, but not being a clearing agent, but, cover up.
When you say clearing agent, what does that mean?
Clearing them out of your way.
But I thank you for the submission. But I think that we should watch it though. That a clearing agent. This is just like, in every organization it does happen. That some people have worked for 30 years in places, but like you rightfully said, there are internal issues that you wouldn't even know, and I wouldn't say everything over here, and I can't say it all. I just have to say the rightful. And like I said, I repeat, this is not supposed to affect anybody negatively. It's for the betterment because it's due to the occurrence of things over a long period of time. You see, and until I delve into things, you would get to realize certain facts that might make you realize that, what, you know what I mean? So the truth be that the point you made about assembling, what you don't know is that that has also been considered, you know what I mean, and put to place. Like, so, you know what I mean? Me, I take the advice, the right ones.
Logic, please come in.
Right.
No, I'm not done. That was just by the way.
Well, okay, well,
yes.
because of time.
Just give me 1 minute.
Right.
I do also appreciate the respect you've given to our senior, Jeduble.
Thank you.
With respect to the response that you gave to it. I was praying that you stay in line. And I think you did right. Okay, because no matter what, he's still a father. Yeah. He started this game before us, before we were born.
Yeah.
You get it? And he's paved the way.
Yeah.
If they were not there, we wouldn't have come to meet this path being churned for us to all pass through. So thank you
very much
for the response again. I think that you should also consider adding motivational talks to senior high schools and tertiary institutions because you speak so well. Honestly, when you're addressing issues, you don't leave any traces. You cross all your T's and dot all your I's.
Thank you.
And I think it's inherent. So you should begin to think about it. Management should begin to think of how to begin to give back to the high schools and the tertiary institutions. Speaking, not just the Harvards. When you travel and you go and give me how. Do it here.
Yeah.
Let's see you do
Thank
that.
you very much. These are things I've thought of as well, and I know I can do it not only by myself, but all of us, you know, you have access to certain things that, you know, I have access to certain other things, and we can plan this to make it work. The work is big. The work is not dependent on one person or two people. In fact, there are so many people who are unofficially playing vital roles as well in making this brand Stonebwoy even stand firmly. So don't be worried. I say this on authority that whatever it is for the betterment of everybody.
Okay. My last point is that, you know, brand Ghana agenda is an individual decision.
Yeah.
I remember you asking this same why patois, why high life, why it's an individual decision. People decide what they want to do when it comes to Ghana. People are bitter, so when they travel, they don't want even to be termed Ghanaians. Yes. They hide. But today, Ghana has become so interesting to the fact that when you are even traveling, you wish you can even put on something that somebody should just point at you and say, this guy is a Ghanaian. Okay, but it's an individual decision when it comes to the artist. But what we must begin to do is to begin to coach them, embed them in their DNAs. For instance, Chicheku, when we went to Spain, hitherto, he was here, and he was like, oh, I'm not going to represent Ghana. Ask Mark. And Mark gave him a pep talk on the reason why it's not the competition, but you are going out there, first of all, to display your identity. Where are you from? Yeah. People must get to know you through the things you do, not just the dress you wear, the food you eat, but through your talking and your music. But he got there, and he imbibed it, and the guy, it came out naturally. And every time he began singing on the platform, he said, this is Chicheku from Ghana. You get it? So it's an individual decision, but let's begin to now groom the youth to understand why they must carry Ghana along wherever that they go. But let's not force it
may I ask,
onto them. Yeah.
Do you think that over the years, having observed Stonebwoy as an artist, have I carried Ghana enough, even though I may be drifting by the involvement or the infusion of dancehall and reggae?
Honestly speaking, I must say yes, because I don't think majority of the songs I've listened to, I either will hear you speak Tree, Ewe, or Hausa.
Yeah.
You get it? And these are Ghanaian languages. At least you find some spots of them, like Fuse is doing over there. You know, but let's begin to outlive it. Let's make it more through the things you wear, how you portray yourself. People must begin to see you as well as such.
Hands down, 100%. But let them submit their stuff, and then you know that not all of us would be. Some people don't even wear what you're wearing as a color. Some people might not be able to, you know. But I feel like our identity goes beyond just the representation, the physical representation. You know what I mean? So some of us would receive it from that part where we'll say it with our mouths and all, but might not be able to wear probably a kente boot to show that I'm from here. To me, sometimes, you know, it's just we are Ghanaians. We are Ghanaians by blood. It's in our DNA. The passport we carry to travel, self, grano, self, alone, self, in Ghana, and to in diverse ways. Not all of us would be able. Some people would represent for the fashion of it. Some people will also represent on the music, and definitely the fashion as well. When I went on Beat One, did anybody see what I wore?
I've not seen the interview.
When I went on Beat One, I wore a jacket, like a modern made jacket, but was a kente with net. And I knew the platform Beat One was, and I needed to represent Ghana. So please, let's look out for the little things that we do to represent the country. Also,
right. Project.
Yes, thank you very much. I bust a blank for Stonebwoy when he said not everybody can wear the kente boot. I mean, of course, it's very necessary. I mean, not all of us can project Ghana in that fashion. I mean, that's just a choice. And I've really jotted my points because we don't have much time.
Yeah.
I want to say that on a Jamaican endorsement of Stonebwoy, I mean, from day one, the very first day I heard Hills and Valley, I knew Stonebwoy has really studied the art of reggae
Money,
and
use
dancehall.
money.
Yeah, that was the first song I heard from Stone
2009,
when I
yeah.
came to Ghana.
Respect, yeah, man.
And I said, who is
Fresh,
this
man.
you?
He still got the eyes, you know.
He said, you I go hard.
I go hard.
I mean, he was very hard on that level. And for a Ghanaian who hasn't been in Jamaica at that time,
No way.
going term to term, in his own words, it was very important that the guy was talented. So I think Jamaican endorsement automatically came to him. He didn't really have to beg for it. Yeah, when you are good, you are good. And language is something that we all study. We have people speaking French. You speaking English. All the vocals you are dropping, they are not your language. You know, you come from a Kapim or Fanti, whatever, but you are dropping big vocals. That's an English man's language.
Vocabulary and vocals.
You get me?
Yeah, man.
Vocals. It's not your language, man. You get me? So you are using it for talk.
You see,
So Ambule, I fought him on that assertion on Stonebwoy. And this is not the first time he's attacking dancehall. He did it with Shatta, he did it with Stonebwoy, and he keep doing this thing. You see, last time I said that not everybody who has grown, pardon my word, not everybody. I mean, it's an adage. Allow me. No, please.
It's an adage.
Anytime, you see, when you guys start, don't interject. Don't interject in my submission.
Oh, but what I'm saying is that I need
Well,
to.
you didn't even know what I was going to say.
Please, you need to be
You said
cautioned.
it before.
So you must be cautioned before.
Did you listen to how Ambule heckled Stonebwoy in his submission?
Did you listen to how Stonebwoy
Answered.
answered the question?
But this is logic. I'm not Stonebwoy. So allow me to answer.
Okay,
Because
so
he spoke about dancehall.
Okay, hold on. Let me.
And
Let me.
dancehall is what is feeding me.
Let me
I've got the word.
rephrase. Let me rephrase. Let me rephrase. Did you see? No, listen. No, hold on. Let me rephrase. Did you hear how Stonebwoy intelligently replied to him?
That is Stonebwoy.
That word.
No, I will take it.
No. What I'm saying.
Intelligence is.
So I want him
Andy,
to address the.
Intelligence is relative.
He is relative.
Right.
Thank you very much.
So you have to allow the logics.
To note that what you're saying is logic.
Is instructive.
Very instructive.
Right.
You see, the thing is, me, anytime Stonebwoy is speaking, I keep quiet to listen to him word by word. And I know he always makes sure he don't speak to offend. But some of us, we speak what is pressing in us. And sometimes it's hard to kind of try to favor or, toe a certain lane. I'm not happy with what Ambule said. And I'll come back at it because dancehall is what is feeding us. You guys can call it high life or whatever you want to call it. I'm a Ghanaian. I'm not obliged. As a matter of fact, people travel overseas for greener pastures. Why do we travel out of Ghana? Where is the greener pasture in Ghana? Until our leaders find it right, necessary to provide greener pastures for Ghanaians. Look, people will even start projecting themselves as South Africans, regardless of the xenophobia going on there. Because people are running out of the country. Even education, no placement. So if you tell me we should carry Ghana on our shoulder, when as a matter of fact it's so heavy. Look how heavy Ghana is on my shoulder. And you're telling me that when I get a chance to travel, it should be on my shoulder everywhere I go. It's not by force. It's by choice. My passport speaks for me. That agenda of carry Ghana, please. We should be careful how we push it on people. People have the right to project themselves. That's my second point. My other point is Ghana has done nothing for me. I did things for myself. Yes. That's the truth. Of course. Ghana done nothing for me.
No, because Stone is here, we are dealing with his issue.
Yes, because it came into the issue. I mean, projecting Ghana came through from Frank.
Yeah.
And I've had that same issue.
Yeah.
I can give you instances where I had to hide my identity as a Ghanaian to save my life.
True.
So it's not something you should put on people's head. Allow them to project themselves. The next one is with Kelvyn Boy. I know the Beam crew are here, and I'm not an insider, but from an outside view, from day one, when I've been following Stonebwoy with his videos, how he has been endorsing Kelvyn Boy, and I saw this sort of, how do we say it in English? I say, how do you call it in English? Dog humility.
Dishonest humility.
Thank you very much. Pardon my word.
So why is the dog? You've left the dog out.
Pardon my word, because you see, I felt that Stonebwoy loved Kelvyn Boy from inside. Because from Stonebwoy to pick up Kelvyn Boy from nowhere straight to Sunfest, bang! I don't know what was the contract. Yeah, that was the biggest thing ever in his career. And he shouldn't deceive himself that he could have made it without Stone. Some of us wouldn't have even listened to him. Because there are millions of underages down there who need hearing. Episode is on underground, I beg. No. I mean, good talent. Yes. Stonebwoy took Kelvyn Boy step by step. Everywhere he goes, he gave him platforms, microphones. And one time my wife said something, this guy, this is what she said. And she's listening. She said, this guy, he go betray Stonebwoy one day. I don't know who or to what level Kelvyn Boy is signed to. But I know when I speak, some of these guys do misquote me. But the truth is what really transpired. He said, this guy, he could betray Stonebwoy.
That's your wife?
That's what my wife said. I said, why are you saying that? I said, I didn't see him well. That's what she said. So gradually, I've also been observing. One time he made a comment somewhere, as if even his boss. You know, when you have bosses, when you are speaking, you have to always remember that your boss is listening or your boss is watching. He speaks as if he has no boss. And I don't know if the natives have observed, but whatever the issue is, Kelvyn Boy should understand that if he leaves the umbrella of Stone, some of us won't even listen to him again.
He has millions of how good he is.
It doesn't matter. You see, being good is being able to struggle yourself from the bottom to the top like Stone did. He fought the odds to get to where he is. But when people hold your hand and put you on top, you have a lot of work to do than you being there. Because coming down is very easy. You were held and put on the ladder. So the work is even more than you think you've done. You've done nothing. I can say you did a Stonebwoy work. You are now about to do a Kelvyn Boy's job. So you should rather be careful how he deal with his exit, whether he's in or he's out. That's for him. For Black City, he's a brother. I see him as a strong guy. He has been by Stonebwoy and fought here and there. But whatever the issue is, there's always an exit point. I mean, we can't keep questioning him. What happened? What did he do? Two sides to the story. It doesn't make sense to know them. The issue is they have come to a point where Stonebwoy has given categorically where Black City represent. And I'm not sure City is bitter about him or he being bitter about City. But people have misquoted him as we speak now online. Yes. Yeah, it will happen. Yes. And my last point is to tell Stone that me, as a dancehall activist, when I look around, the only people I see putting us in business is Stone and Shatta and Samini and the rest of brothers. If these guys were not there, I'm not sure dancehall will have a face in Ghana. They would have killed us out, hands down. And it's an agenda by most, people.
I'm sorry, may I step in? I think that I need to also use this opportunity because as we did Ghana, I know the matters for just Logic has been one of the people who has made this thing stand. I'm not even going to be able to mention the radio station's name because he came in, gave us a platform. We were there from 2009. Then me and Logic have a certain relationship that is not a disrespectful one. Yeah. He's like a big brother to me, and he made sure he gave us that opening. So if he sits here and says whatever he says, to be honest, this is being said right in front of him, but I say this behind him to those who know I say this. Yeah. He's been there, gave a platform for dancehall to get here. So if you see me reply him, whatever or however, even on Twitter, however, just count the number of times I would come at somebody on a platform. It's because of the relationship we have. So it's not a disrespectful one. Like he says, there's a part of me that is blunt if I have to be blunt. And I think that goes directly to persons when it has to. But eventually, at the end of the day, it always comes from an intention where it doesn't mean to disrespect. You know what I mean? So as we have met today, everybody should just realize understanding and the amount of respect that I have for him and the amount of respect, the same that I give him is what I'm going to get. So,
exactly. So Andy, I'll just leave it there.
Thank you, Ola.
But we still fight anyway. You know?
That one there be normal. That one there for happen. Yeah, man.
Andy Dusty.
Yes, sir. Today you are fired up.
Yeah, Unidos. Unidos. Give me the fight.
Yeah, you used it yesterday, so.
What is the problem with Unidos?
He said give him shout outs that
nobody is you. You see this man? If I'm not happy, problem.
If you're happy, problem. All right,
Andy
let's
Dusty.
do it. Yes,
good morning.
I've got fakeness level in here.
Yeah, Andy.
Yes, sir.
103.9.
Yeah.
Thank you. You see, over the years, I've been accused of loving this man and being biased all the time. And I I don't know, but I never respond to these kind of things. Bros, make I ask you one thing.
Yeah.
I beg you. If people actually show you genuine love, is it because you pay them to do that?
Never. And to be honest, I may be quick to respond because I've answered this number of times, not on radio. Real love you can never pay for. And if you don't know, when I'm saying this, you pay for love, one day you can't be able to afford it. And that's the day it leaves. So it's cost 90. So
you see, I've never taken anything from you.
I can count the number of times we've even met. This should be the third time
that we met. You see, no, I just wanted us to clear this thing because that fast is gone. Yeah. Because the moment I started ask questions right now, they will say, hey, we say he's his boy. Hey, he's his boy. Okay, bro. You see, how do you feel about this whole thing? We in here have been discussing this thing about up and coming artists being ungrateful, but I can sense you have gone through a similar experience. Do you also agree that most of them have been ungrateful?
I will definitely, call a spade. And even before I go on, I met Samini, my godfather, in UK 2 days ago, and the joy was overwhelming because gone were the times we understood that there was nobody was obliged as a rising artist to pick up anybody. The ambulance didn't sign nobody. The Kodrientries didn't sign anybody. The Daddy Lumbes managed to roll with Oforia and Ponza, and the outcome therefore. The D Blacks, the Sarkodiyers, and we saw, and now myself, we realized that there's always a black picture being painted at the end of the story. If you don't take time, you are going to be the bad person for the genuity or your genuine heart. You see? And I think I've tasted it in realness, where I have also been a servant before, and I have never actually even seen. Look, the platform, the opportunity for Samini to say, Stone, where are they? Are they Ashaiman? Okay, are they down someone and they wait for you? 2 hours. I for take trotro for pass. That one alone, me home popo. Until me do how we crana manage. I was with Samini for a very long time, and I think that people have not even heard me disrespect or say a word. I got one video shot for me. Only God knows how grateful I am today. With Samini, I've done only 3 songs together. I've played only a couple. I'm me nyampo. Me nyakra na makase ebia. And when I met him, and if Samin's on Kasabebre, but I made him a promise that I'll make him proud. That's all I wanted to, and thank him for putting me on. And even up to the point where things were swaying and all of that. Between him and I, we knew the bond. We knew that we now release an album now. Here we are. Now it's way speedy so. Until we kept that promise. And I did so many things also for myself, which I'm obliged to. Because he's an artist. But in these times, we see so much slapping back. We see the K-Words getting their fair share of it. As if. And the reason is that we lack structural input. And most of us just do it from the heart. And because there's no structure proper, it will definitely bash back. So these developments that I'm talking about are actually developments that are for the better and for the best. So that one day if I want to pick up somebody again, we understand the rudiments and get it fixed real well. And I'm not ashamed to say it because in every organization we keep growing, we keep fixing, we keep amending things, and this is the point we have reached.
So you agree with us that
yes,
the new up-and-coming artists have been ungrateful?
Most of them. And I know there are lots more who will be grateful and who need a sincere opportunity. Some only need you to tweet at them. Just tweet their names and they are happy. And others were carried along from Jamaica to everywhere, and some of the revelations are like, oh. Feel me?
Okay. And Stone, I'm going to put you on the spot though. Can you say Kelvyn has been ungrateful?
You see,
from your heart, forget media stuff.
I mean, listen, Ghana for Ghana for into the mechanic tree. I say no bar, we are nowhere here, no, there's a perception. The Becca. Into many opportunity now, the Americans are not Yamindi my dream on Kakra.
Okay.
Ungratefulness, right, is a thing that would bite you yourself. is a thing that is, you, if you are grateful, is good for you. To blatantly say he's been ungrateful would be that I needed something from him. Nothing. I needed no.
No, looking at how you worked with Samini till you rose up, and look at how he has been with you and what has happened.
I mean, for the revelations and things man see and the things man hear, it's not encouraging. Anybody in my shoes would go for the word.
I like this man. He's so smart. So in effect, he has said the guy has been ungrateful, but he not gonna use that word. Andy, yeah, Stone. Let me just do last one because instructive to notice here. Matagio. And yeah, so sorry. The deal with Samsung, we realized the deal fell off after the incident. Yeah. And you just said you wrote apology letters to everyone, and I surmised that you wrote to Samsung.
Yes, please. We visited them, sent a letter as well.
So have they changed their stance? Are you still?
I think I made a revelation one time on live when I was doing, because the questions keep coming, and the most I can say is that it's on hold for now due to the instances, because these are companies that have to protect their interest as well, which I absolutely understand. So it's on hold is not a quit, to be honest. So after everything, whatever, the relationship is still strong. We can see what we'll do, because even if I refuse to talk about it, it's obvious out there. Everybody sees now that there's less of what we said we were going to do. So that is what is actually pushing me now to make people know that it's just on hold. Like, it's not terminated, whatever, it's on hold, and we have to deal with certain issues first and foremost. Because my deal was like a 360, it was not to just do one advert or two advert or whatever. It was straight from there. The head office in Korea or China or whatever. So they have their rules and all of that, which I humbly accept. You know, I mean, when my legal team sat with them and we got to a very beautiful conclusion, because if not for the incidents, we would billboards and everything already. But there's a sacrifice for everything. That is the aspect I want to see it from. That if we have lost or we have to sacrifice all these things, then I will never forget and leave that incident to go without standing on top of it to change a number of things. Or else our sacrifices would be in vain. My sacrifice would be in vain. Shatter's sacrifice would be in vain. And this is the aspect I'm seeing it from. And I beg that the powers that be help us to turn some things around when it comes to our event, our awards, our artists. Let's use that as a point once upon a time, which was the 20th anniversary streaming worldwide, so that we can all stand on that and say, once upon a time, this was what happened that brought this up now, that changed this, that changed that. See?
And finally, Stone, let me ask a final question. It's a bit difficult, but let me ask you, please.
I'll try.
Yeah. Has marriage influenced your relationship with Sidi? What I mean is, has you marrying your beautiful wife, and she, because we see her now, once in a while, we see her with you. On stuff like
okay,
that.
let me nail it. My wife is my biggest manager. If you saw a picture and saw Management 101, that's where you're coming from. Mr. Andy, you're married, right?
Yeah.
Livingston H. Satekla comes before Stonebwoy. And my mother, may her soul rest in peace, my father, my brother, and my sisters have been my managers, Livingston H. Satekla's managers, before Louisa Kwajian's on Satekla now is taking on the spade to manage Livingston. So, in all respect, in all aspect, my wife is my manager, to be honest.
That's not what he's asking.
So if you saw a Management 101, that's what just say, let's not think too deep into that, because I've also seen, because we are all on social media, so sometimes you have to answer from the perspective of the masses a little, because it does
I think
matter.
in one of the pictures you introduced her as your new manager, huh?
That's what I wrote, Management 101. and everybody's like, oh, but to be honest, I have to say that when I saw her in the news being bashed and all of that, I got really hurt.
People were bashing her.
I was going to speak, but I had to think through, because anybody touches my mother, my wife, is our next thing. My child is our next thing. But who am I fighting? That's the matter. So I just have to take it easy and answer.
But
my
has
wife is
she
not a
influenced
manager
it?
in my team as a musician. No, she's not a manager in my team as a musician. But you see, she does even more than being a manager on my team as a musician. Because she takes care of me. She has to make sure I'm okay, I'm good. So she plays a role beyond management.
She's a manager's manager.
So my wife hasn't influenced any negativity between my relationship and Black City's relationship, because Black City was definitely there even before she came to be in my life. So we have had different relationships, but also my marriage has actually should actually have effect on my movement, because if I'm now married and I have kids, and I used to go and play football outside for 10 hours, it will reduce to 2 hours. If I want to be a responsible man, I would have to cut away certain things to be able to focus on that side. So that will surely bring about a change. But is it a negative or positive change? That is relative. But I'm sure that any change that has been around me must be for the good, better, and best. Else, whether be marriage or not, it will still crumple stuff. But my marriage has brought a good and a perfect curve in my life and in the lives of my friends as well, because it's with the same experience that I'll deal with you with. It's with the same vibe that it's the same movement that I'll approach somebody with also. So if it is a movement that has changed me from within, know also that that movement will change, must reflect in other people's lives as well. So not for the negative, for the better.
Auntie Alice sends her love.
Thank you very much. Auntie B also. Auntie B.
And
he's part of the group.
Okay.
He's part of the group.
Right.
And my biggest fan, my big sister.
Okay.
Hey, I mean, I'm saying this today. I don't want to disrespect anyone. I don't have big fans. But my biggest sister. Hey,
Charlie Sadiq, because you walked in late, it is instructive to note that I'm giving you just 1 minute. 1 minute.
All right, that's fine.
Take it or leave it. Yeah, thank you.
Leave it.
You are just okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just a bit heartbroken on the news relative to City. I think that I've seen the two of them work closely from the beginning till now. And so when the story started breaking, I was really hoping that regardless of whatever implosion may happen, the two of them will still continue to work in the same capacity I was expecting him. But I mean, implosions do happen, and like you said, it's for the better. So I think that I can console myself in that. But just to understand a bit of the legal regime regarding the relationship we have with Kelvyn Boy, was he signed to your record, your imprint?
Yeah, Kelvyn Boy was actually signed to Bernita Music Group.
Legally signed to Bernita Music Group.
He was.
He is. Actually,
he currently is.
Currently, he had. Let me put it this way. There is a contract between Kelvyn Boy and Bernita Music Group in existence.
Okay.
So whatever there be.
What kind of contract was it? Was it like a 360 or management?
The details we can speak later about, but realistically, Kelvyn Boy had a contract with Bernita Music Group, which he signed, which Black City witnessed.
So, what kind of deal did he have with Black Arm Entertainment? Are you involved in Black Arm Entertainment?
No, I'm not. I don't know nothing about Black Arm.
So, Black Arm Entertainment is City's full, wholly owned company.
I believe so.
Wow. Okay, I mean that's fine. I mean, like you said,
But why do you bring that up?
Because I mean, I just want to be able to, within the context of what we keep on saying on underground artists are ungrateful and all of that, I realize there's a certain missing link, which is the fact that there's an absence mostly of a certain legal structure.
Exactly, and I spoke about structures.
So I just wanted everybody.
So the structures definitely are on one side, and the behavioral mannerism or whatever is on one side. Because it takes attitude to work in a corporation, regardless of the legal understanding.
No, but I mean, that's why you would have a legal structure. So regardless, the legal structure is to govern the attitude and the behavior. So regardless of whatever attitude or behavior.
Yes, so there have to be various management or managers or personnel placed in spaces to be able to curb and deal with that. Because mind you, I'm the CEO of it, so I can't overlook everything.
Okay, so I have just a final question. I've seen a lot of people tag me on social media, worried that looks like a lot of foreign acts are taking money, so as to say, from our markets. Yeah. One perfect example is that I was tagging Apple Music 100, Apple Music Top 10, and consistently.
Yeah.
If we had a top 10, you would have about 7 songs that are all foreign, which means that within our market,
Ghana top 10, right?
Ghana top 10. Yeah. And I've seen it happen across other platforms as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I worked for one, for instance, and I see the metrics, and it's the same thing. As an artist, I mean, are you worried at this phenomenon? The fact that, do you think there's a problem? Are you worried about this? Do you think there's something that we should be able to fix, and how?
Thank you very much. As in why we have a little of us in our own top 10, as in at iTunes, Apple top 10, Ghana top 10, you find just one Ghana song or even 2.
Yeah.
What I sincerely think is that
because it's direct metrics.
It's direct. It's not.
It means that people. It's direct metrics.
Yeah.
Are you answering the question yourself?
No. He's explain it more so that I can get the.
It means that when you take an Apple top 10, it means that people in the jurisdiction
in Ghana are playing more to foreign music,
which means and they are paying for it.
Yes, which is a fact. I can't explain that any further. But I think
it's a problem.
It wouldn't be a problem for who is being streamed. Do you know what I mean?
No, so as a Ghanaian artist, as a Ghanaian artist, is it a problem for you?
First and foremost, it is a concern. You see, it being a problem would have to take a different route because Apple Music is open to everybody. And if people in Ghana are streaming other people's songs, then it is more than a problem. Why are they? We have to ask ourselves, why are they buying and streaming other people's songs? Are our songs not appealing enough to them? Do they not want to support us enough? So these are the things that I think are the ones are things we have to ask because at least you'll find one person in the vibe. So all I will say is that we beg Ghanaians to also know that these things are very important, that these things affect our nominations at certain platforms. They use all these matrices and all these things that they find to pick and select artists for various things like the BETs, the mobiles, the mamas that they want us to be on. So if they want us to be on these things, I think that at least in our space, in our airspace, I beg them to know that this is their duty that they have to also do to see us all go as Ghanaians.
Beyond the fans, do you think there are certain people that are supposed to instigate that love that haven't?
I think that there's an 80-20 thing that we spoke about one time hasn't been, because if there is, then automatically it will affect the play of local content, both on our media platforms, and even that will influence people to want to just reach out to get those songs by them on iTunes and online.
Right. Well, thank you very much for coming, Stonebwoy.
Thank you, boss.
I have to let you go.
Thank you.
We hear there's a possible collaboration with Rihanna. Is that true?
It's my dream one, and I'm working towards it.
And DJ Khaled.
I'm on for be do a giant, but yes, we am resma.
Now, what about Khaled?
As well. It must happen.
Are you signing onto his label?
Oh no. That one a bit different conversation. Like label signing, different. But it's a dream to. I've seen the links and the stuff, and I tell you from on authority that we are working on these things, but they are not as easy as it is. But I know the amount of joy to bring the masses of Ghana and how they want us to grow, but they also have a role to play. Like Sadiq said, these are the things that they see. If they come to Ghana Top 100 and there is no Stonebwoy in there, after all the interest, it doesn't make sense mathematically. So legally and contractually to take 90 years.
That happened. There was a particular business conversation we're having relative to Ghana music.
Yes.
That impacted.
And that impact. Yes. So you see what I'm saying. So you see when Rihanna goes, can you please? When Rihanna, like now that the Afrobeat movement is loud everywhere. Anybody who don't know, anybody who doesn't know African music and want to, will hear a country first, like Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. They go on iTunes straight and go and say, Ghana songs, Ghana top 10 iTunes, and they don't find nobody. So they find the Burna Boys, the Wizkids in our Ghana, in the Nigeria, in Zimbabwe, in Kenya. So whose song do you think Rihanna will be streaming where she's doing Facebook Live? It's Burna. It's Nigeria.
Thank you very much for coming, Stonebwoy. No, because Sadiq guys, unfortunately, I have to take your microphones off.
Me no rich yet, them a envy me. Like a book, them a study me. Feel me down for them a wish and pray. Standing tall and
Yes, his name is Fadama. His name is. You like it, huh? All right. His name is.
Let me use this opportunity to say this. Before the big ups to Fadama. Before the year ends, Fadama Selam. Big ups to Selam. Before the year ends, I'm going to launch a certain thing that would help me. I think I need to break this. See, I love artists so much. I'm not going to lie. The same love was given me years ago. And I'm going to definitely, regardless of whoever, still spread that love. So there's an initiative I'm going to launch pretty soon, hopefully before the year ends, that would seek to help artists in the best possible way, legally structured, so that it's good.
I'm giving you 3 musicians who want to feature. They want to. So one, her name is Abi Aima.
Already they passed for the initiative, so we'll go put them down.
That's what's up.
like a book, them a study me. Feel me down for them a wish and pray. Standing tall and here to stay. Me no rich yet, them a envy me.
Stonebwoy is loving Fadama Selam's mashup.